Welcome to the Tribute Lounge. I'm Mark Fawcett, and today we're going to be doing our review of the 2023 Jones Aviator 2.0. Pleasure of coming back from China from the Paralympics, going down to Lake Tahoe for a quick reunion event, and then going directly on to these Jones test boards. And this was the first one I got on, and it's the Aviator 2.0. They made this board years ago, and now Jones collaborated with their top team riders, Victor De La Rue and Jimmy Goodman, little Jimmy. And they seemingly wanted a fully cambered, very responsive, aggressive board, and that's what it is. It was maybe the most responsive production board I've ever been on. Took me for a ride for the first few turns before I got really used to it, and then what a dream. I love the wide because I have size 10 feet, so I was really able to tip it up on edge without having toe and heel drag. This particular one that I tested was the 159 wide. It comes in a 158 and a 162. This particular wide is 26.3 centimeters at the waist. It is barely a directional board.
Feels super twinny. Like, I don't know if it's a twin.
The only thing that makes it a directional versus a twin is the tip is 1 centimeter longer than the tail. Otherwise, she's pretty much an all-mountain twin of sorts. Other unique features that carry across on a lot of the Jones line that I really liked. It's got just a minimal amount of 3D contouring in the tip and tail, like 4 millimeters, and it doesn't start till after the effective ends. So that was nice. I was able to sort of butter around on the tip and tail really well and stable because it just has a little bit. The full camber, obviously lovely for pop and rebound out of turns or ollies. That is what makes it really responsive. Because it cambers all the way down to the ends of the effective, those corners and that side cut at the beginning and end really take effect straight away. You feel the whole edge of this board contact. It makes it beautiful for carving. Once again, it is aggressive. You go just a little bit on edge, and the Aviator has autopilot. It is gonna turn quick for you. Unique to, I think, even the whole Jones line is the Koroi core that is placed in the tip of this board. So it's damper and lighter, and it's in a position where both of those characteristics are definitely needed on a snowboard. And I could tell the thing rode really damp from a perspective of high frequency vibration, but the big pop that you're looking for, it's got all of that. In addition to the unique features of this Aviator, Jones has some technology that covers and goes through pretty much the whole lineup. And one of them, of course, is his traction tech. So that's the addition of additional contact points within the side cut. Very subtle little bumps, and it works really well in giving you just that extra bit of bite and traction, especially on steeps and on hard surfaces. Another thing I really like about this board in particular is it has a PTEX 8000 essentially race base on it. I hate going slow on my snowboard. I don't like losing on the flats. And as long as you're waxing this thing every once in a while, compared to some other boards, you're gonna fly by anything out there. And one last thing that I really like, and a few other companies are doing this as well, it's something at the end of production. They overbuild these boards by a few percentages, and then they put it in this giant machine and basically flex the board into a U, and they break it in for you. So it's gonna ride day 1 to day 100 exactly the same, and that is Jones's Forever Flex. And for the ladies and smaller riders out there that are like, hey, what's up with these big boards? We have the Jones AirHeart. So it's the smaller sizes of the Aviator. Comes in a 146, a 149, and a 153.
A few moments later.
And this particular Airheart we tested is a 149. I myself didn't ride it, but one of our hotshot team riders, Teddi, did. So Teddi, How does this compare to the board you ride every day normally?
The difference between this board and the board I ride every day, the board I usually ride is a hybrid rocker, so it's got just a mix of camber and rocker between it, and because this is an all camber board, I got a lot more pop out of this board and a bit more aggression that I actually really liked compared to the board I usually ride. So yeah, I would say that's the biggest thing, and then because it has a bit of a 3D contour on the base compared to the boards I ride, it made it really easy to initiate those turns, stay afloat in the powder, and yeah.
How about on the groomers? How did it run on the groomers?
The groomers, it held an edge really well. There's a good amount of toe to heel response that I got out of it that I don't usually with some of the other boards I ride, so I really like that. It was really good for high-speed carving, and the nose had a bit more dampening than some other boards that I ride, so it handled the chatter really well. And yeah, it was sweet.
Nice. I found the same in the big version. Definitely, you use the word. It's aggressive. Like you tip it on edge and it goes. So super responsive. I didn't have the luxury of getting it in powder, so lucky for you. I love the width and the sort of the shape of the tip and tail. Obviously, lend themselves to like having lots of float. Mm-hmm. So great. I'm glad. Sounds like it's a small version of the big one.
Yeah, it's got a sick design.